top stories today. Cyclone Batsirai has struck Madagascar just a couple of weeks after Cyclone Anna wrecked the nation.
Kier Starmer has been rescued by police after being mobbed by anti-vaxxers shouting Savile slurs. We've got a video of it.
And the UK joins the EU-China World Trade Organization challenge over Lithuania. We will tell you more about this later on in the show. But first, in breaking news, the Duchess of Cornwall has made her first public appearance since Her Majesty the Queen announced that she would like Camilla to have the title of Queen Consort in the future.
She was met by crowds of children waving Union flags as she visited Roundhill Primary School in Bath. Camilla will be made Queen Consort once her husband, Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, becomes king.
Also in breaking news, Louis Anderson, whose more than 4-decade career as a comedian and actor included his unlikely Emmy-winning performance as mum to twin adult sons in the TV series Baskets, has died at the age of 68.
His longtime publicist Glenn Schwartz said that Anderson died at a hospital in Las Vegas of complications from cancer.
He also said previously that Anderson had a type of non-Hodgkin lymphoma. He passed away on Friday the 21st of January. This story about Louis Anderson was sent to us from Facebook follower Gavin Krall. Thank you, Gavin, for sending us this story.
If you have any news stories that we should report on in our next episode, please comment them down below or let us know on our Facebook page. Details will be said at the end of the show. To other news now, and officers were forced to step in and take the Labour leader Kier Starmer to safety as a crowd of protesters shouted abuse and false claims about Jimmy Savile.
Prime Minister Boris Johnson ignored calls to retract his Jimmy Savile slur on Kier Starmer despite police having to rescue the Labour leader from a mob of protesters falsely accusing him of protecting the paedophile.
Sir Kier was in Westminster with Shadow Foreign Secretary David Lammy when he was surrounded by anti-vaxxers shouting, "Traitor."
We have a video of what happened, but a little warning that this video does contain foul language which are censored.
You stasis! You're a child abuser! You child abuser! You child abuser! Where's Jimmy Savile? Where's Jimmy Savile? Where's Jimmy Savile? Get back! Traitor!
Cyclone Batsirai has killed at least 10 people in southeastern Madagascar, the second to hit the Indian Ocean island in just 2 weeks, triggering floods, bringing down buildings and cutting power.
An official said one of the worst hit towns was Nosi-Varika on the east coast, where almost 95% of buildings were destroyed as if we had just been bombed and floods cut access.
This came just only a couple of weeks after Cyclone Anna, which wrecked the nation recently.
The UK is set to join the United States and Australia in backing the European Union trade case against China at the World Trade Organization over Beijing's alleged trade curbs on Lithuania.
The EU launched a challenge at the Geneva-based trade body last month, accusing China of discriminatory trade practices against Lithuania that it says threatened the integrity of the EU single market.
Anne-Marie Trevelyan said in a tweet, "We will request to join the EU's WTO consultation into these measures as a third party to ensure we combat economic coercion in trade together."
The United States, Australia and Taiwan have already signalled they intend to join the consultations. Buckingham Palace will not say whether Her Majesty the Queen has tested positive for COVID-19 after seeing Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, who is self-isolating after testing positive.
The Queen spent time with the Prince of Wales in person 2 days before he tested positive for COVID-19, it has emerged, as Buckingham Palace refused to confirm whether Her Majesty has taken a test.
A royal source confirms that the Queen saw the Prince recently, but is currently displaying no symptoms of the virus.
Another breaking news making the headlines today is British nationals in Ukraine are being told to leave the country now, while commercial means are still available. And by saying now, we actually mean now.
The UK Foreign Office's warning came as the US said that Russia could invade at any day now and told its own citizens to leave in the next 48 hours.
Russia has denied any plans to invade Ukraine despite massing more than 100,000 troops near the border. Prime Minister Boris Johnson said he feared for the security of Europe as he joined a call of world leaders on Friday.
And finally, Sting has sold his entire songwriting back catalogue, including solo work and material by The Police, to the Universal Music Group.
The Tyneside-born singer's old band had hits with tracks including Every Breath You Take and Roxanne. He went on to enjoy solo success with songs like Fields of Gold and has won 17 Grammys and 3 Brit Awards.
The move marks the publishing group's latest big acquisition after it struck a deal with Bob Dylan a couple of years ago. Let's check the weather forecast for London, Cardiff, Edinburgh and Belfast. Let's start with London, and all areas here are partly cloudy.
Let's go to the Welsh capital of Cardiff, and it's a mixture of sunshine and cloud for this group, with Dinas Powys, Llandaff North and Llanadern Village having a high of 9 degrees.
To Edinburgh now, and it's washdown time for this area, with Edinburgh Airport and Newbridge having a high of 8 degrees.
And finally, we cross the North Channel into Belfast, and it's washdown time here as well, with all areas having a high of 9 degrees and a low of 6 degrees.
That's all today. Thank you for watching, and before we leave you, we would like to remind you that next week will be the last episode of Season 1.
Yes, we are slightly diverging away from our 1 episode every 2 weeks schedule, and we are ending Season 1 on the 19th instead of the 26th.
So this will mean that our next Tom and Ben episode will be on the 19th, and we will start Season 2 on March the 1st for a St David's Day special.
From there, we will do another episode on March the 12th, and from there, we will reinstate our 1 episode every 2 weeks schedule, meaning that from the 12th, the next episode will be on March the 26th, and so forth.
In the meanwhile, please subscribe, comment and like. Follow us on our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Tom and Ben News for UK, or use the Facebook app, click the like and follow buttons, and we shall see you next week.